Presented by Mr. Manor.
The sky burns with fiery clouds swirling as bolts of lightning crack through the chaos. Thunder roars across the horizon, shaking the air. Below, a city lies in ruins. Its cracked ground glows with molten lava as fierce winds scatter debris through the empty streets. The apocalyptic scene grows darker as Kael works frantically inside a trembling lab. Alarms blare, red lights flash, and sparks fly from damaged machinery. Kael's eyes dart nervously, his trembling hands struggling to adjust the orb of lumina. The tension builds as he hesitates for a moment, but the orb suddenly fractures, unleashing a surge of glowing energy. The shockwave rattles the lab, throwing Kael backward. The ground cracks open, and from the shadows, Void Stalkers emerge, dark, menacing creatures with glowing red eyes and razor-sharp limbs. Kael stumbles back in fear, his heart pounding as he scrambles to shield himself. The lab shakes violently as beams collapse and sparks erupt. Kael narrowly dodges falling debris, finally bursting through the doors into the outside world. Rain begins to pour, extinguishing small fires as thunder rolls overhead. Kael drops to his knees, gasping for air, only to cry out in pain as a strange energy surges through him. His veins glow green, and his body convulses, but within moments, his eyes flicker with a powerful light. An ethereal aura forms around him, and a glowing shield bursts outward, repelling an attacking Void Stalker. The storm intensifies, with rain soaking the ground as lightning flashes across the sky. Suddenly, a brilliant light pierces the darkness. Ereva descends, her glowing wings illuminating the chaos. She lands gracefully, a fiery vortex swirling behind her, instantly incinerating the Void Stalkers. Kael stares in shock as Ereva approaches, her voice calm but commanding. She reveals Kael's destiny as the Cyclebreaker, the one chosen to stop the collapse of the multiverse. Despite his confusion and fear, Kael follows Ereva, unsure of his abilities but driven by her cryptic words. Their journey is interrupted as more Void Stalkers swarm toward them. Kael clumsily wields an energy sword for the first time, barely managing to fend off an attacker. Ereva steps in, protecting him with a wall of fire and urging him to fight. "You have power within you," she says firmly, her fiery eyes meeting his. Together, they fend off the creatures, but the ground beneath them begins to tremble. A swirling portal opens nearby, crackling with raw energy. The air grows chaotic as the portal pulls debris into its vortex. From the shadows, a massive Shadow Leviathan emerges, towering over Kael and Ereva. Its glowing red eyes pierce the storm, and its tentacles lash out with devastating force. Kael and Ereva prepare for battle, their movements synchronized as they strike the creature with blasts of energy and fire. The Leviathan roars, retaliating with a powerful strike that sends them flying. Desperately, they regroup, dodging its attacks as the lab crumbles around them. With one final leap of faith, Kael and Ereva dive into the swirling portal, just as the Leviathan's massive tentacle crashes down. The chaos fades as they enter a new world. Kael awakens in a bioluminescent forest, the air shimmering with soft light. Glowing trees stretch toward the sky, and sparkling rivers flow gently through the land. Strange creatures roam in the distance, their forms glowing faintly. Kael stares in awe, taking in the beauty around him. Ereva explains the multiverse and Kael's role in saving it, her words heavy with urgency. As Kael begins to process his destiny, storm clouds gather once more, casting shadows over the forest. In a distant fortress, Cypher watches the scene unfold. Surrounded by shadow creatures, he smirks darkly, his voice low and menacing. "The Cyclebreaker has arrived. Let's end this."